Hello, families. I am just getting the last of the props brought in. If you all are ready, that's great. If you have questions, please come up and ask them. Otherwise, I will let you know when we're ready to get this show on the road, okay? Okay. Yes, of course. It's your first time. All right. Yeah, let me pull out the examples. I have quite a few of them. Haven't had a chance to set up the table yet because you're not going to be the first people who have never had the sports pictures done before. So I like to set up the table with the pictures on it so people can look at them, and then if they have questions after, they can ask. But I have no problem assisting you. See, I've got everything organized in the binder here. Just need to figure out which pages I'm pulling out. I have some for different sports in here as well, so I just want to make sure I'm grabbing the right ones. Of course, the examples have from every sport, but we're looking at the baseball poses today. And I lost my place. Okay. All right. Thank you for hanging in there with me. Normally there's more than one of us, but we couldn't find a backup person, nor could we reschedule, so we are just rolling with the punches here. I'll just be here a little bit longer than usual. Alright, so I hope you're able to see all these correctly. I know there's a glare from the lighting in here, and who knows, probably something else, but do you want me to go over everything? Okay. Hopefully those don't slide around in these things. Okay, so you may have seen on other examples, or maybe from friends' kids' pictures, I don't take every picture of the sports around here, but I have taken a fair bit of them, and a lot of the, like the couple default poses that we do are the same across the board. So these are going to be the traditional pose. I like to have a variety of the kids on here. We've got a lefty, we've got the girls, of course, have to include them. They don't just play softball. And then, you know, the different ages to show what they look like among there, because the little kids look a little bit different in the photos compared to the older kids. So I like to have examples of all of them. And then this is, like I said, the default shot. I have these labeled, well, the company has them labeled as 1A, 1B, 1C. This is what we normally do, but because this is a private session at the beginning with the specific, I think we have a couple like full teams here, but I know that some of you requested more time with the children to do like very, very detailed pictures. So this is what the other options are, and it doesn't have to be in front of the jersey either. I know that some teams or even the parents like to be able to see the logo on the tops, so sometimes I just have them lower the mitt if that is a choice that you would like to make for a photo pose. And I see that you have your players here. They're on the same team. Perfect. Okay. We do offer buddy shots as well. Those are, of course, what they sound like, where you can have all of your kids, or if your kid has a best friend on their team or another team, take pictures together of them. So I can show you those examples if you're interested in that as well. Okay, cool. Yeah, all right. Yes, because you are paying for the private spot too, so yep, all the detail will be taken. So you can look at these if you'd like, and we can write down what you choose. I'll pull out the order forms in a second, but I'll give you a chance to look at everything. And then they can be a little confusing, so if you need my help filling it out, I can do that for you. Oh wait, I didn't show you the ones on the back. I forget that I've done them front and back. These are other poses. This is labeled 2. This is basically pose 1, but the full body shot, if you would like that. And today we do have the backdrops in here. The field is probably going to be mowed out there, so we don't want any chance of, like, while we're on the baseball diamond, that a mower is going by in the back. So we're just doing the indoor photos, and then they're gonna go play the game outdoors when we're done in here. So we can do shots out there. It could just be iffy, but okay, yeah. And the backdrops, I'm not sure if you can see them all here. There may be one in view behind me. We have a couple different ones that you can choose from. Also, some of these are backdrops, not on scene, so that if that makes you feel a little bit better about how they look. Okay. And yeah, so again, this is just farther away. Full body if you want or like that, prefer it. This is pose 3. I tried to get them as big as I could on the paper without having to print all individual examples, so I hope you can see them well enough. This is pose 4, pose 5. I don't have too many people picking pose 5 unless they are specifically a picture, or we have options to do like 3 pictures on a panoramic image of your child to do like featuring everything they do. But I don't get or see too many orders for that one. It just seems kind of busy to me personally. You have to really like that look to want that. It's a bit over the top. Okay, now this is where I was trying to go. This is pose 6. Again, I have 2 examples. We have a little bit of an older gentleman here, and then a little bit of a younger gal there. And again, to show the size difference, height difference. She's a little bit shorter, and he's a little bit taller. I don't remember the age groups that these were, so I can't tell you specifically to give you a height idea, but I'm hoping that you can kind of gauge that. So that's just an example. And then this shot 7, baseball bat and mitt, and it's a little bit of a stance where I'll get kind of low with the camera so that the child is kind of like looking down at it. You can kind of see what I'm talking about here, where it's just a different angle for a photo. Then we have shot 8. This one is quite popular, especially when I have the families coming to do the more in-depth private sessions like you are today. Just a little bit more time posing and getting everything great, looking good for the image. Because sometimes I'll pose someone and it'll look good to me, but when I hold up the camera, the angles of the bat and everything are off. So it's just a little bit more detail with that kind of shot. And of course, if a parent does request that, you don't need to do the private ones every year if you choose not to, or with every sport. We can swap it for that specific image if you're getting like one picture taken and you'd rather have that one done. and you know that's what you want, no problem doing that as well, because it's your first time, so I'm just gonna explain these things in case you feel like you have to do this private one every time. It's not necessary, but I like everyone to know that. Okay, we are on shot 9. Oh, hi, it's good to see you again. Yes, are you having a good year? Oh, good. You winning a lot of games? Good, good. Okay, I'll see you in a little bit. All right. So, shot 9. This one is really nice. This one can be done in front of the green screen. Sorry, I recognize families from years prior. Can be done in front of the green screen. The blur we do at for the back of the image kind of hides it, unless of course you have like pictures on that same backdrop from years prior and you know what it is. It's if you're picky about it or not, really, it's totally understandable. But I hope I'm using the right wording. I'm a little frazzled, out of breath. Otherwise, outdoor is good for this. Again, we'll just have to wait, but I get nervous when we do. I try to do all of the indoor ones first, and then I'll have everybody go out in the order in which that I took their pictures originally and try to keep them in order, but I've just not just with me, but bringing them back to the office where everybody processes the stuff, it can get a little jumbled up and things can get kind of crossed. We've had pictures of the wrong children showing up halfway through a package, even though, you know, when they're printing that, you can see that's not the same family. It's a bit of a mess, so I try to do them all indoor if I can. Otherwise, you are able to schedule like private sessions outside of the league, scheduling them, you know. You can come to the office or we can do on site. Those do cost more, of course, if you're not picky about it. Maybe I'm going into too much detail, but I just like to inform everyone because I feel like not all of the other photographers and assistants make everyone aware of all that, even though I am solo today, so I have to do all of that today. So yeah, looks good outdoors. As you can see, the tree line is blurred. It can be in front of any tree line. It can be in front of the caging for the field. It can be on the field, just outside of the field, like literally anywhere is good for that. I try to set up in one general spot. There's a fuzz in there, I'm so sorry. And take these pictures, but yeah. Sorry for the long-winded explanation. All right. Then we have pose 10 here. This is also pose 10. Again, they're holding the bat in opposite hands. I just assume that I didn't take all of these images for the company, but I just assume that they're keeping the bat in the hand, like the dominant hand of the child. So, yeah, we have an example here of this lovely young lady, and she's got, you can use your own bats if you brought your own bats. Otherwise, I have a nice Louisville Slugger that we use. But she's got her bat there, and this is a backdrop for this one. This is also a backdrop for this one. And yeah, just a kind of over the shoulder, no big deal kind of shot. It can be serious, it can be, you know, smiling as he is there. And it kind of depends child to child how they stand. As you can see, she is more straight on, where he's on a bit of an angle. However they stand with the bat and feel most comfortable is kind of what I go off of, so that is why the shot is not the exact same from one to the other, but it's the same pose. So I work with each of the children just to make them feel the best they can and the most comfortable, because I know it can be awkward having somebody random taking your pictures. It's common, you know, in school to have somebody take your picture, but you're really just sitting there for school pictures, where with these it's more like you're posing your whole body, and then, you know, and I try to make everybody feel the most confident they can when they're up there. I know that some kids, people, insecure about different things, but there's no worries here. No worries from me. I try to do the best I can with everybody, and they usually come out smiling. Sometimes the parents standing in the background say some things that I feel like shoot their kids down, and it's really sad. But I do my best to make everybody feel confident here, so I'm just so happy that, you know, you're here with me as the photographer today. I will take all the time, and you were first in line from what I could see, so I can take you all back first and do your pictures. Okay? Okay, so we'll finish up with this, and then I'll handle if anybody else has questions, and then we'll get you back there. All right. And it will just be us in that portion of the room, nobody else watching. I don't, especially with the private ones, I don't like to do that. There's too much commotion. I'm a bit of a talker. I'm sorry. I get a little nervous myself, and I think I just talk to fill air sometimes, but here is the buddy shot options we have. Now, of course, if you have your own idea for any of these, want to change anything, sometimes I come up with different things as well, but I will check with you before I just assume something, because you can pick the pose you want, but sometimes people are just like, just do a buddy picture. The prices aren't different, but a lot of the time people will go for this one. The photographers will go for this one, or just families will go for that one. And then year to year, parents get tired of it because you have like the same picture in the frame. It's just they're a little bit older, but sometimes you want variation, variety. So I can mix it up, but if you do like that, we can do that. And I've not done too many of these, especially with older kids. This is more like I see a lot of the younger kids, families wanting that. This as well. This is good for the Pee-wee baseball, and sometimes up until middle school kids. I know the high school kids aren't too into doing poses like that anymore and want to look cool and serious, you know. So these are options that we do but don't always do, and this does look better outside on the field, because or on the diamond, the baseball diamond, because you get the actual home plate and the sand and everything. We can do it indoors on a green screen. It's just, I feel like it's really noticeable, even with photoshopping, the difference between it. That's just me personally. I don't have an example of it done on the green screen here, but we've done other shots of like the whole team. There will be a team photo too. You can purchase that if you do want that, but you don't have to. Sometimes we do extra team photos where everybody's got their hand on the baseball bat in the center. We'll do that on a green screen if the weather's bad. And we will set up a baseball diamond. We will put everybody's hands on the bat in the center. I don't think we're going to do that today. This league doesn't ask me to do that too much, or ask the company to do it too much, from what I know. But yeah, everybody usually puts their hands in on that, and because of the different shadows from the angles, we try to light the best we can from above and like the sides to remove shadows. But there's always something that's not quite right in my opinion. So I try not to do those indoors. This, I would say, is worth doing outdoor. We just have to make sure we have the right packet and everything together when we go to write that down. So this is if you've got 3 kids, it's pretty much this shot, but with the 3 of them, or the friend group, whatever. And we can make it larger, of course. If there's 4, 5, we try to do size shortest in the front, tallest in the back, and it can be more zoomed out, of course. If there's more kids, you just lose a lot of the detail that you get with the close-up images. So 1, like I said, is the go-to image for the buddy shots. 2 is just a different version of that one. It involves the mitt over the bat, as you can see, and that one's just taken, it looks like it's taken in a dugout. Dugouts are great places for shots too, if there's ever a time you do a more in-depth session. So yeah, different options there. Okay, yeah, with these I can definitely mix them up. I'll have to see how it looks when I have both of the kids in front of the green screen. Sometimes it does look better with both bats, but if one's a righty, one's a lefty, or however it works out, I can make it work with a bat and a mitt. Sometimes we do include the ball. I've seen with kids about the same height, even these 2 would do this shot okay. One of them can hold the baseball out, like, it's kind of hard for me to show you here because we're so close, but like out in front of them, so it's like in between them, kind of. There's all sorts of things we can do to incorporate, you know, the bat, the mitt, and the ball. But, you know, we'll see. And you'll be there. You'll be standing there watching, of course, to give your opinion. I would always like to hear from the parents if they have opinions. Otherwise, a lot of the time, the parents say they trust the judgment of the photographer and just kind of let me do whatever. And then there are parents that step in a bit too much, you know, and it makes everybody a little bit anxious and nervous. So I will actually leave the examples in front of you here, and I'll pull out the order form, and then we can go over different items if you don't just want prints. So let me pull out, I will need an order form per child. I know they're on the same team and everything, but just to keep their names with their photo, because we number them. I wouldn't want, because sometimes names get printed on the photos. I wouldn't want, you know, that child's name being put on their siblings' picture and then everybody being like, that's not right. Because I know not everyone can afford redos or reprints like the full order. So here is the order form. I've got the 2 here, if you wouldn't mind. Down here is the information. It's got school if we were to be doing school sports photos, so you don't have to fill that out. Just do the sport, the level, and the coach, and then everything else here, and we'll get to that. And I know the both of you are here, so if one of you wants to do one and the other does the other, that would be fine. So I'll hand those to you. There are clipboards on the table if you need them, and extra pens. So just fill out that information that I don't know, and then I can go ahead and help you fill out the coding for the packages, okay? Because that does get a little confusing. So the packages we have, which I'll go over them, and of course if it's distracting because I know you're writing while I'm talking, just ask me again if you need it. Package 1 is the most expensive package. It has all-in-ones, which are I believe our plaque. Across these things they're called different items because we are switching our examples up. So I have the older examples here. So the all-in-one would include the individual picture, the team picture, and then it normally has like the year and the league and whatever sport it is. It features that ball or something from the sport. So that is what that is. It's got all that. And then you could get a 3x14 individual impact print, which is the... I'm not sure I have that example actually. The impact print has their name on it and kind of has a bit more editing to the photo to make it more dramatic. So it's, again, it's okay if you like the over-the-top kind of additive stuff to make it seem more of an intense photo. But I believe you can swap stuff out if you want to in the package, as long as it's equal to or less than the value of the original thing you're swapping. So then it also has, oh sorry, it has 2 all-in-ones. So I think that's one for you and one for the child to keep, or one for you and a grandparent, or however you want to disperse these things. There's 2 of the 5x7 individual pictures, 1 of the 8x10 team photos, and then 16 wallets and 2 4-inch buttons. So I can show you those on the like extras thing over there. Package 2, kind of the same deal, 3-inch button and only 1. Oh, the team photos 5x7. So as you can see, it's kind of the same thing as you go along. The differences here, so like 1 and 2 are similar, but 1 has the bonus individual digital file, so you're able to print more of those later on. Package 3, all-in-one, 2 5x7 individual, 4 wallets, 1 photo magnet, so that is the flat, flimsier kind of magnet. We do have higher quality button magnets and such. That one though is going to be with that flimsy fridge magnet that you've seen probably in the past, or like they make frames out of them to stick over pictures. That is what that one is. I just like to disclose that. And then 2 of the 3-inch buttons. 4, it's similar, just one of the buttons. 5 is the team photo, an individual, and 8 wallets. It's a decent package. This is what a lot of people do, especially when they don't need all the extras. And the wallets they just disperse amongst their family. And then 6 is the all-in-one. It is the team and individual on the 8x10 print. So the ones in the higher packages come on the plaques. The one in 6 is just on a printed photo sheet. And that one has 4 wallets. And then our add-ons that you can add however many you want, those are listed here. Let me point out some of the ones that people get a little confused about or don't know what they are. A lot of them are self-explanatory, of course. But we've got the 2 different sizes of the buttons. The 4-inch one is personalized. You can have their name and the year put on there. There is a 6-inch round cling that is new. That's kind of, how do I explain it? It's kind of like window cling material, so you could stick it to a car window. You could stick it to a window at home, a mirror, stuff like that. And got different photo magnet sizes there for you to look at. The impact print, like I said, is the one that has a lot more, like there's like lightning bolts added to it and bright, just additives, bright additives, and their name and the year and like this epic lettering. I really, I'll have to let them know it's not on this example here. I don't think it's on the other one either. Yeah, because those are still the older ones. They've kind of started taking away the stuff to swap it out, but not yet. Not yet with that. But if you were to Google an impact print, I think you would know what I'm talking about. We also have yard signs now. I know people like to put their students, their child's picture in the yard. That's iffy for me personally, but I'm not the one buying it. It is a picture of your child and then their name and the year and the league they're in. So that kind of isn't safe, honestly. But I've seen different yard signs put out front in people's yards. So that is what that is. And it is weather resistant. There are premium ones. There's a blanket. You can have your child put on a blanket, or the buddy image of the both of them put on a blanket. There is a 12-inch wall cling that is like the window cling, except for it will stick to any surface. There's a vinyl banner, 3 by 6 feet in size. There are also add-ons for the team photo. You can get it in a 5 by 7 or the 8 by 10. We also have the 12-inch statuette, which I think we have, or no, that's on our other one. Darn it. The statuette is pretty much your child cut out of the image and put on a piece of acrylic, and then it comes with a stand, and it'll have their name on it, but it won't have all the stuff going on in the background. It'll just be like them with the baseball bat, or however, you know, whatever picture you pick for that one. And then we have the trading cards as well. You get 16 of them when you order this one, and you will fill out the information on the back of the paper. There's no dedicated spot for it on these, but you just fill it out because we'll look at, you chose Q, and we'll check the back of the paper. And yeah, so those are fun for the team to trade around if everybody does that. And I think that's everything on here. The buddy pictures can be put on anything. You just have to specify that you want the buddy on it. We just put a B next to any of them that you want the buddy photo on. And then I will be recording the buddy photo information on the back of one of the forms. And I'll have to write on the back of the other one or on the front of the other one that it's on so-and-so's form. Okay. That's a lot of explanation. I'm so sorry. And then there's another paper. Actually, because I have these, sometimes we don't have these. Because I have the buddy photo package sheet, you can fill this one out as well. And then I will clip them together. I'll keep them all clipped together. That'll make everything easier. So, yeah, the packages, there's different packages on here that you can specifically mark for this. But like I said, if you want something from the other one done with the buddy photo, just put a B next to it. And this one has some different things, which I can show you on this example. There's a mug, there's a ceramic star. I'm not sure that's on here. It's a star with the photo on it. Everything's gonna have the photo on it. Yeah, fridge magnets. I'm trying to see. There's keychains available as well. Different kinds of mugs, latte mugs, coffee mugs, travel mug, commuter mug. Just sorry, I have a tickle in my throat. There's mouse pads. There are also iPad covers. You need to specify the iPad you have if you want a cover. Those can... There's a lot of mess ups with those orders. I'm just going to say that. So that might not be something you want to deal with. So here's this. Please put both of their names on this and I will clip everything together. I'll just clip it all together. And then you can choose on there to have it shipped to your home, sent to the league, and then the league will collect all the team photos and split them up by the teams, and then the coaches will get them and disperse them when they are in. Okay? All right. So I see that you filled out the rest of the info on this. Let me grab my clipboard and I'll help you out here. And then I'll just do a quick run through the examples. So this is one form we have. This one's easier to look at than the other one because this has a different form on the bottom of it. But that also has different packages on it, and they're not the ones we're currently providing. That's where it can get a little confusing. So, yeah, they all have what they are underneath them. Again, iPhone case. This is showing an iPhone 6. You'd have to specify the iPhone you have, and even that can get messed up. So just, I know I'm not supposed to tell you not to buy things, but that's iffy. It's always iffy. It's always iffy. Let's see. There's a set of 2 laser magnets. So these ones are the ones that are cut out and more fancy. They used to be done on buttons, but they're looking like they're going to die cut them. So that's good. And then this is a Memory Mate. This is more specifically shaped, so it'll have what the all-in-one has. But it's shaped like the Sport. So that one is a little bit more because it is not just printed on something or added to a plaque. License plate covers, the big tickets. Chalkboard, this is new. This is quite nice, especially if you work in an office and you want to display your child's photo. You also have a chalkboard. Calendar magnet, dry erase, same thing. I just think that border looks nicer on that. Personally, I like to share my thoughts, but do whatever you want. This is a reflection print. It's just a duplicated print back here with the info, their name and year. Koozie. Oh, here's a statuette. This is an example of one. So that is printed on acrylic and the background's cut out. It's just like it keeps whatever is at the bottom to stabilize it, of course, but it's done tastefully. Mouse pad. There are press tickets here. Some of the different, there's a water bottle, travel mug, just as examples. With these kinds of things, it is just the picture placed onto that item. And then what's down here? Oh, this is if you want to thank the coach, but you can... Oh, no. We do have the plaque options. They're not shown here, but they're similar to these. These ones say thank you, coach. Could you imagine if a whole team bought those for their coach individually? That coach would have, what, 15 plaques of the same year. I hope they coordinate that before they do that, you know? But this is some of the examples. My explanation's almost done. I hear you listening in over there. Did you have a question? Yes, so I know it's confusing. The letters are up here, okay? And then they're also down here. So the numbers are for the packages. The letters are for the individual add-ons. You just put the number of how many you want next to the letter, okay? Okay, great. And then please specify on there somewhere the poses you want done if there are different ones on the examples that you want. Okay, good, you remember. Okay. This kind of self-explanatory. The packages, again, ignore these prices. They're not what's on the paper you filled out. It just shows you a visual of all the things you could get in case you needed to picture it. And then here's the plaque. The plaque only is the individual, so it's an all-in-one, but it's on a plaque. Individual, and then the team. And then there's the Pro magnets here, the Pro buttons, and the 5x7 Pro individuals. Those come on a different, well, I think they don't come on them. They come in the kind of photo protector folder things, you know, that you can slide it in and it has the frame on it. Yeah. So those are just generic. They have the year and probably the league. We try to match the border of it to the color of the child's uniform. Okay, good. So there's those examples. If you want to see those a little bit closer, you can kind of picture what some of these things are. I get it. It's fine. You got the buddy one all filled out. Perfect. I again will clip these together. Let me put them on the clipboard together. My fingers are just not working with me today. There we go. Okay, so did you decide what poses you wanted? Okay. Okay, you want one for 1A. All right, for... Okay. Sorry, I'm checking my cheat sheet here for what they look like. Okay. So you want the zoomed out one then too? Okay. And we're going over one child at a time. Okay, so 1A, 2. You'll do 3, 4 as well. Eight and 9. Okay, yes, of course I can do all of these. Are you choosing? Okay, so the packages you're doing then are yeah, so the digital file then, that will include all of the individuals that we take for this one child. Okay, all right. So we're going to do package 1. And then yeah, so we don't have the example for the one I was talking about where it's like 3 of them put together on the panoramic. I think honestly if you googled it again, that kind of stuff will show up. It'll be 3 different poses on one panoramic, so we'll remove the background that they're on and put them on like a bigger one. If you want individual prints of that, you can do that. B, option B here, I'll give you mine because I know I have your forms right now. Here's the example of that. B is 2 4x5s of those individuals, and I can specify which ones we are doing those for on here, unless you want that for every pose you do. Then I'll make notes of what I need to do here. Yeah, the wallets, they are going to be all the same picture printed on there. That's just how it is done at our, I was going to say at our factory, at our printing press. Yeah, it's just a program. They plug it in and it puts it all on, puts them all in the one. So it would be like a bunch of wallets of a bunch of different ones if you did that. You'd have to order them all individually. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 6 different poses. If you're looking to give things away, then you could actually do more than one package if you wanted. But it'll get expensive. But I assume that you are, willing to spend whatever for this. Okay. So pose 1 you will get anyway in the package you picked. So we're doing package 1 for both. 1 for both. Okay. And then let's see, so you need 5 of B to do that, because that comes with 2 of each of them, where the 5x7 and the 8x10 are 1 print each. So if you're trying to get the most out of this to kind of give them to different family members and such, the 4x5s would be probably the best option here, because you'll get 2 of each of the other poses. Or of course, if you're keeping them for yourself to do whatever, like if you both work in an office, display them in your cubicle, such like that. Okay, so you're going to do 5 Bs then for both of them. Great. Just take care of that now, and we'll worry about the other poses in a moment. Okay, anything else personalized? Yes, there are. So this number here, that shows you the amount you're getting. So there will be 2 photo magnets if you do that. So 1 for each of you. Okay. So you'll do that then too? All right. Each one of those. And was there anything else you wanted? Oh yeah, the buddy photo. Let me write buddy. And what did you want for the buddy photo? So that then you could do, I would say package 5 would give you the best deal with that, because it'll come with, oh wait, no, not package 5. Sorry, that's a team. I thought it was an individual. So that would be another team photo, and you don't need 3 of those. Let's see. And you don't want the buddy photo on an all-in-one. So 8 by, what you could do, like I said earlier, is we could swap out the team photo here for an 8x10 individual, because they are the exact same price, because it's the same size photo and paper and everything. So we'll do a package 5, and I won't put that on both of them, it just needs to be on one of them. And that one will be I'll put a star next to that one. Okay. I wrote a 5 in the package thing. So you want individual 8 by 10 instead of team. All right. Would you mind adding that up for me while I do the poses for the second child? Just go ahead and put the total, so yeah, you're just multiplying it, so it'll be 90 for the one, 26 for the other, and then B, because you're getting 5 of those. Oh, can I see that? I need to make a note, actually. Each individual package B. Different pose. All right. Okay, now if you could do that. Thank you. And so that'll be the same here. Let me write that before I forget. Different pose. This is why we do these private ones, because when it comes to the whole team coming up, when I do all the individuals for the teams and everything before we do the team shot, if I have somebody asking me all these questions and going this into detail with stuff, with the whole team here, it holds up everything. As you can see, we've probably been talking for quite some time now, huh? Yeah. Okay. And then did I make another note? The buddy orders on that one. So which poses did you want for your other child there? So we're going to do 1B. Two. Those are going to be similar. All right, and then you're going to do different ones. Okay. My cheat sheet's missing. Okay, instead you're going to do 6, 7. I said 6, 7. Don't let the kids hear. And 10. All right. And something else I offer is to do the eye black under the eyes. We can do that for all of them. If you want them for some of them, you can do that. I also make sure I take time to fix their hair and do all of that. So this is a very in-depth shoot today. All right, so for some of them, yeah, if you need to look at the examples, I can go ahead. Yeah, they will have time to wash it off because the rest of the team won't be here for a little while still. I think I have like, what, 20 families that did the private session beforehand. I know they've got games coming up. Some of them, because a lot of the teams will be here today, some of them will be playing ball before they come back to get their pictures done, if that helps clear that up. Yeah, so it's a good thing Oh, their game. Okay, so it is in 2 hours then? Okay. So, yeah, it's a good thing that you got them done now, because the kids who come after they've played have the red cheeks, their hair's all whatever, you know? And I really appreciate the parents who bring the hairbrush and everything to fix their hair, because especially today, I'm all by myself. If I had an assistant, they would help do that, but it's a lot of responsibility, and I can't fix everybody's hair all the time, so. But yeah, so they'll have time to wash off the eye black in time for the team photo. That team photo will just be after their game. Yeah, so if you need to fix up their hair, I do have some stuff with me. I may not be accessible at that time, but if they've got their hats, yeah, that kind of helps too. Okay, so you want the eye black for the last few. All right, here, I'll give you this one. If you could tally this up, get the total on that, and I'll write the eye black on this one. And of course, I'll ask your opinion when we're going over it. In there. And I will do the buddy shot last, so they will have the eye black on for that photo. Is that okay? All right. So that's on this one, right? Okay, great. Yep, I'll just take that. And kids, we can go ahead and go this way. We will be going into this room, this section over here that they've got set up for us. Tried to block it off as best I could from everybody else, because I know kids like to poke fun. So we should be separated over here. If you'll all just follow me this way, we can get started. And of course, if anybody has questions as we're going, please ask and I can answer. And then I will clip, I think my paper clip's already over there. I will clip everything together when we're done with the session, okay? All right. If any other families are ready, please line up over here. There are some chairs for people to sit in to wait. Otherwise, just line up in an orderly fashion. Please take your time with the forms if you have questions, if you could help each other. I am the only one here today doing the photos, the questions, and the assistant work, the positioning and everything. So, yeah, if you could all kind of help each other if you've done this a couple times in a row and you know what's going on. Otherwise, when you come in, just ask and we can get it sorted then, okay? All right. Yep. You guys come this way.